What is up YouTube, Sciz1 here, and today I have a review for you of Ironlak Reload Spray Paint. I'm going to be telling you and showing you everything there is to know about the Ironlak Reload Spray Paint today. And at the end of it, if you do like this kind of paint, I have a link in the description to where you can pick this paint formula up for yourself. Ironlak Reload Spray Paint is a 600 milliliter high pressure, high output tall can. So that's 50% more paint than a standard 400 milliliter spray paint can. The acrylic based paint has the same base formula as 400 milliliter Ironlak cans, but still after all these years only comes in 8 colors. Those colors being black, aspen white, chrome, flirt pink, smurf blue, poses sushi, which is a purple, gold, and Jante green as well. So basically Ironlak took the essentials black, white, chrome, gold, and a few super vibrant, awesome, classic colors to make the Ironlak Reload with exclusively. These bad boys typically sell for anywhere between $6 and $10 depending on your currency. They will be slightly cheaper per milliliter than the 400 milliliter size of Ironlak. So I do want to emphasize, if you're not looking to use any specific color palette, then these might be a cost-saving option for you. So getting into the feel of the product, I'll tell you about my experiences using it over the years. The first thing I do want to mention is shake these cans ahead of time, especially if you've let them sit for a little while, but mainly if you're using black or white, it's super important to do this. Black and white are the most highly pigmented colors, especially white, and require a bit more shaking. But in general, since these cans are so high pressure, they usually start spraying fairly easily. The atomization, using the stock cap at least, which is the Cyclone cap by Ironlak, isn't exactly what you would call buttery or smooth, but it sprays huge and fast. You can see the pressure is excellent, and you can still use this for those super fun flary tags. Also, with regards to the pressure and the opacity, you can tell Ironlak has optimized this for laying down a lot of paint in a short time span. Obviously, the opacity depends on how fast your paint strokes are, but this stuff does a pretty fantastic job covering at any speed. That moves us nicely into a conversation about the paint quality and the can and valve quality. This paint, in my experience using it over several years, holds up just as well on any surface as the normal Ironlak spray paint does. And if you're not familiar with the Ironlak spray paint, I do have to say it is a very good quality paint formula. The can itself has a good enough valve system for a high pressure sort of bombing style tall can, but like I said, it doesn't exactly atomize the paint to the extreme like say Loop paint would or even Montana paint. But I do have to say, the can itself looks gorgeous. It's super sleek and has a great simple design, very classy for sure. The best things you can use this paint for, in my humble opinion at least, are fast or large fill-ins, throw-ups from huge ones to small ones, or any kind of tagging that your heart desires. Now I do want to talk about the cap just briefly. The Ironlak Cyclone cap sprays about 8 inches wide and will burn through one of these reload cans very fast with continuous output. It is a nice cap, but I do want to emphasize that this can has a standard female valve system just like any other artistic spray paint can, and will work with any Ironlak cap. I would recommend a Widowmaker cap or a pink dot or even a New York fat cap to hold back the output just a little bit and deliver a more consistent, more opaque, and slightly more controllable flow. You can even try some skinny caps on it to play around and see if there's any funky effects that you like there. That's especially fun to do if you're just fooling around with it, using it for, you know, some tags, things like that. Overall, it's hard to rate the Ironlak Reload because it's a super high quality paint in a market filled with super high quality paints. So I think at the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference and budget largely, as well as what you plan on using this paint for and how much of a color selection you need. Personally, I would never use this paint to do an entire piece with because of the lack of color selection, and because some lower pressure options are very nice for detailed piecing, but I do love the consistent output, paint quality, and it's a personal favorite of mine for big flary highlights and, of course, big throw-ups. But that's about all I've got to say about it. If you think I missed any key features of the Ironlak Reload, or if you have experience using the product that you'd like to share, please do that maybe in, say, a comment below. If you want to see more of the painting process I showed in this video, videos of it should be being released over the next couple weeks, so maybe consider subscribing for those upcoming videos. Or, if they're already out, they should be in the cards to your right, or even on screen in a video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know. And until my next one, peace.